Imagine if someone claimed they had successfully brought back a prehistoric predator extinct for over 10,000 years. It sounds impossible, yet recently, a high-profile biotech company, Colossal Biosciences, made headlines with such a claim. They announced that they had revived the legendary giant wolf, Canis dirus, a creature that once roamed the Americas during the Pleistocene. But is this truly a groundbreaking resurrection, or are we witnessing a masterful display of clickbait designed to boost investor confidence? In this video, we will peel back the layers of this controversial claim and reveal the truth behind the headlines. To truly grasp the significance of what Colossal is claiming, we must first understand the broader context. The dream of resurrecting extinct species has captured the public's imagination for decades, fueled by popular culture and science fiction, most famously depicted in movies like Jurassic Park. While these stories ignite our passion for the wonders of nature, real-life science has proven far more complex and less glamorous. In 1996, when Dolly the sheep was cloned, it heralded a new era in biotechnology. Yet even then, cloning was fraught with challenges, as later attempts, like the 2003 cloning of the Pyrenean ibex, ended with the newborn surviving only a few minutes. These early experiments laid the groundwork for today's advancements, particularly with the advent of CRISPR, a technology that allows us to edit genes with unprecedented precision. However, despite these leaps, the resurrection of an extinct species remains a monumental challenge. Colossal Biosciences recently claimed to have created 3 hybrid wolf pups by utilizing ancient DNA recovered from fossils that date back as far as 72,000 years. The process supposedly involved extracting short fragments of viable DNA from well-preserved specimens, which were then aligned with the modern gray wolf genome, containing approximately 2.45 billion base pairs. By identifying around 20 critical genetic variants among 14 genes that influence traits such as size, cranial structure, and coat texture, they attempted to infuse modern cells with ancestral characteristics. The end result was a genetically modified animal that, at first glance, bears a resemblance to the ancient giant wolf. However, in reality, these animals are nearly 99.5% modern gray wolf, with only a marginal imprint of ancient DNA modifications. This begs the question, does altering a few genes really amount to reviving an entire species, or are we simply seeing a cosmetic change, a hybrid? Significantly, the scientific community has raised several red flags regarding these claims. One of the major issues is that Colossal Biosciences has yet to present any peer-reviewed research to substantiate their announcement. In established scientific breakthroughs, peer review is a crucial step to validate methods and findings. The absence of an official paper not only limits the credibility of their claims, but it also leaves much room for skepticism among experts. Critics argue that modifying a handful of genes cannot possibly recreate the complex interactions that defined Canis dirus. The original giant wolf was a product of millions of years of evolution, with a fully distinct and intricate genome. Producing a hybrid that is essentially a gray wolf with a few modified traits is a far cry from true resurrection. Delving deeper, it is important to analyze what Colossal's announcement might mean beyond the headlines. The company is backed by significant venture capital investments, and in the high-stakes world of biotech, generating sensational news can be a powerful tool to attract further funding. The extraordinary claims of reviving an extinct species serve as an effective magnet for media attention and investor interest, even if the scientific results are more modest. Interestingly, while Colossal is promoting the idea of de-extinction, their research has also contributed to practical conservation efforts. For instance, their work on gene editing is being applied to increase the genetic diversity of endangered red wolves, an initiative that could have real-world conservation benefits. However, the juxtaposition of their genuine work in preservation with the hyperbolic claim of bringing back the giant wolf seems to be an intentional strategy to create buzz and drive up the company's profile. Beyond the financial and scientific aspects, there is a broader ethical debate to consider. If we start accepting sensational claims without rigorous proof, we risk undermining public trust in science. The promise of resurrecting extinct species comes with the danger of misinforming the public about what is truly achievable. While technologies such as CRISPR hold enormous potential for improving biodiversity and combating extinction, Presenting a half-truth or a modified hybrid as a resurrection might set unrealistic expectations. Ethical concerns also arise over the treatment of animals in these experiments. The process involves discarding numerous embryos and subjecting surrogate mothers to invasive procedures. Is this a justifiable sacrifice if the end product is not the authentic resurrection of a species, but rather a genetically modified proxy? Moreover, the environmental implications of such claims are equally concerning. Even if a true resurrection were possible, reintroducing a long-extinct apex predator into modern ecosystems could have unpredictable consequences. Ancient species, like the giant wolf, evolved within ecosystems that have long since disappeared. Today's ecosystems are markedly different, shaped by centuries of human influence and the loss of large fauna. In this context, introducing an engineered animal might not restore an ecological balance, but could instead disrupt the existing flora and fauna. It's a reminder that our interventions in nature must be both scientifically sound and ecologically considerate. The controversy surrounding Colossal's announcement encourages us to question whether sensational media practices can coexist with responsible scientific inquiry. In sum, the evidence strongly suggests that while Colossal Biosciences has made technological strides in genetic editing and conservation, they have not truly resurrected an extinct species. Their work has yielded genetically engineered wolves that superficially resemble the ancient giant wolf, yet lack the full genetic and ecological authenticity of the original creature. Until an official, peer-reviewed study is published, these claims should be viewed with a healthy dose of skepticism. It is crucial that we maintain rigorous scientific standards in an era where media hype can easily overshadow real progress. As we continue to push the boundaries of biotechnological innovation, we must always ask ourselves, are we advancing science or merely capitalizing on sensationalism for financial gain? We want to hear from you. Do you believe that financial incentives justify the exaggeration of scientific breakthroughs? How do you think such tactics affect public trust in science and conservation efforts? Join the debate by leaving your comments below. And if you're eager to explore more stories at the intersection of technology, ethics, and the future of our natural world, make sure to subscribe to Neuroscope and hit the notification bell. Let's keep questioning, exploring, and striving for truth, in a world where the line between science and spectacle is increasingly blurred. Thank you for watching, and remember, always look beyond the headlines to find the real science.